For 40 years, some of the world's smartest minds were completely certain they could detect your hidden illnesses using nothing more than a scrap of paper and a closed wooden box.
The man behind this extraordinary apparatus was Dr. Albert Abrams, a celebrated California physician with an impressive academic pedigree. In 1916, Abrams introduced the world to the electronic reaction of Abrams, or ERA, a device he claimed could diagnose cancer, syphilis, and malaria instantly. The process was deceptively simple. You mailed a drop of dried blood on a piece of paper to his San Francisco laboratory. An assistant would place the sample into Abrams' black box, wire it to a healthy human subject facing west, and tap on their abdomen. Abrams claimed that the dullness or resonance of the sound revealed not only the patient's exact disease, but their moral character and religious affiliation. Doctors and desperate patients lined up around the block, paying hefty fees for remote diagnoses that arrived via telegram. Abrams did not permit anyone to open his mysterious boxes, threatening legal action and excommunication from his inner circle if tampered with. Naturally, curious minds eventually wondered what was actually inside these miraculous machines keeping modern medicine at bay. When investigators finally cracked open an Abrams reactor, they found no revolutionary electronics or medical sensors whatsoever. Instead, the interior contained a chaotic jumble of obsolete radio parts, dry cell batteries, and buzzers wired to absolute nowhere. Some units were even wired to dummy circuits that didn't connect to anything at all, meaning the box was literally an empty prop. Scientific American launched a devastating investigation, running tests that proved the machine could diagnose diseases from the blood of a healthy rooster just as easily as a dying human. Yet, despite the public exposure, Abrams' followers refused to abandon their belief, arguing that science simply lacked the spiritual enlightenment to understand his genius. Here's the part most retellings of this story conveniently leave out. Abrams didn't slink away in shame. He died immensely wealthy and revered as a martyr by thousands. Comment below what you think drove educated physicians to fall for such an obvious wooden contraption. To understand how this happened, we have to look past the fraud itself and examine the ironclad grip of human confirmation bias. When a patient recovered after paying for an Abrams diagnosis, the success was attributed to the machine's miraculous precision. When the diagnosis failed completely, the patient blamed their own sample preparation or assumed the disease had simply progressed too fast. Add to this the powerful psychological force of social proof. If respectable colleagues down the hall swore by the device, doubting it felt like doubting reality itself. People desperately wanted relief from incurable conditions, and the black box offered a comforting narrative of control in a chaotic medical landscape. Abrams passed away in 1924, taking the full psychological mechanism of his deception to his grave before federal regulators could lock him away. The machines were quietly discarded, but the underlying vulnerability that created them remained entirely unchanged. Warning: connecting past to present with old radio parts and wooden boxes. But our appetite for comforting certainty packaged as science is as insatiable as ever. If a claim sounds too neat, too revolutionary and too profitable to question. Remember Albert Abrams' Black Box. Subscribe for more deep dives into history's most fascinating misdirections.